You Bet rolls on. Wonderful football Wednesday on Westwood One Sports, live from the site. I do this 100 times a day. Live from the site of Super Bowl 60, San Francisco, California, technically Santa Clara. Nick Kostos here with you, presented by BetMGM. Joining me on the show, and I am so excited to have this guy on. I'm a huge fan of his. He does unbelievable work for our friends at Yahoo Sports, host of Football 301. Nate Tice here on You Better You Bet. Nate, welcome to the show. Happy Super Bowl week.
Happy Super Bowl week. Thanks for having me. You do what I do. It's like technically Santa Clara. It's like, oh, they're playing in Pittsburgh. It used to be called Heinz Field. Like it's what I want to call it. That's what I'm going to call it specifically.
Well, because if my bosses had come to me and said, look, like the media center's in Santa Clara this year, I would have said CNLA.
Oh my God.
Like, no offense to Santa Clara.
No, not at all. San Jose or any of that. Did you do the media night last night? I heard I didn't, but I just heard war stories. It's like Jaws, where everyone's comparing scars. It's like, how long did it take you?
I back in a past life when I was a producer at NFL Radio on Sirius, I used to have to do them, and I will never go to another one ever again if I can, unless someone would like to pay me to go, in which case I will.
Sponsors, of course, yes.
We'll talk about the game. You told me off air you've got a bunch of bets, which I'm really excited for, but I think, like, you are so interesting because you have lived a football life. Yeah. So for people that don't know and obviously recognize your last name, and I am a gigantic, lifelong NFL super fan, I always assume that the audience is as well, but just in case they are not, Mike Tice is your dad, the former head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. So you have lived, like, a pretty unique football life. Yeah. I would love to know what that has been like for you, growing up with a dad who was a head coach in the National Football League. Pretty damn cool.
It feels very normal until you realize it's not normal. As I've gotten older, I realize how unique it was. But when you're 7 and you're going to a game every week and your first job is folding towels and doing the water boy stuff in 3rd grade, you're like, oh yeah, this is what everyone does in 3rd grade, right? You just hang out in the locker room with Randy Moss and Dante Culpepper, and it's been invaluable, especially for now. Like, but basically, like we do these shows that it's like you have to do a lot of storytelling. It's nice to have a Rolodex of pulling back stuff from when I'm 5th grade, 6th grade, and everything. But those were my first jobs, and reading scripts in practice was the first things I got into. And then I played. My dad played. My uncle played in the NFL. He played for the Saints for 10 years. He was a coach. My other uncle's a coach. Kind of just all I knew. And baseball was my first love. I thought baseball would be my path. And then just I kept getting taller, and I was like, oh, quarterback seems to be working out.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'5".
What a jerk.
Yeah, my dad's 6'8". Again, I never feel tall.
It says 5'8" on my driver's license. I think it's a little bit. You can leave some for the rest of us, man.
On those plane rides, everyone thinks it's fun to be tall until you have to ride a plane.
Just stop it, man. Stop it, man. All right. Here's what I think is so interesting, right? Because I think, like, I'm reading Mike Silver's latest book, right? The Why is Everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is about how Kyle Shanahan starts, right?
Yep.
Like working with his dad, Mike, in Denver, and then obviously he becomes a coach for him in Washington. And you hear so many stories of, like, the sons of coaches, like Clint Kubiak's about to be the head coach of the Raiders, and how that starts, so, charting plays in practice or what you're doing in practice, and they go into coaching. Yeah. Did you ever think, like, maybe I want to go, like, how did you make the decision to do this instead of that? Was that ever a thought for you?
Absolutely. When I was in high school, and really, so my dad became a head coach when I was in 7th grade and going into 8th grade. And when he became the head coach, and I'm at practice, and I realized, hey, I'm actually pretty, like, tall and talented. And I might just actually.
What a feeling!
I know. But when the thing was, I also watched guys like Dante Culpepper, Brad Johnson, Gus Frerotte, all these guys, Sean Hill, throwing the football, Randall Cunningham, Jeff George. I was like, I don't have that. Like, I kind of knew that they were so special, and being around that, which kind of warped my brain, because then I never had that goal. I was like, oh, I can go to college. I could be D1, but I don't think I'm the NFL quarterback. So right away, even in high school, I wrote, like, they say, what position would you prefer to play? And I said, coach, because I just like that aspect. I like the X's and O's. My dad would go over timeout strategy in the car. And I don't know, I always I'm a big board game nut.
You know how cool that is, by the way?
Yeah, again, I didn't realize at the time. Yeah. As I've gotten older, I'm like, it was a lot.
That's
it was
awesome. Very cool, yeah.
Like going over draft prospects with my dad. Like,
Amazing.
And it was so, it's just not like, some people, I think maybe you think of it, it's like a shining lights coming through the window as you're talking ball. It's just so offhand when you're talking about it with your dad.
Yeah.
Like, you like that guy? Yeah, he does this. Oh, okay, cool. All right, that's all it is. It's a 2-minute thing. And so I think right away, and I think personnel grabbed my attention a lot, the draft and everything, because I knew the coaching hours are like as well. But no, I always knew that I wanted to get involved with sports. Even when I was in college, I played under Paul Chryst as my offense coordinator. he right away, he was like, would you want to get into coaching? I was like, absolutely. Like I was like a sophomore, and I was like, oh, absolutely, I want to be a GA. So I knew what the path was going to be probably from junior year of high school onwards.
And so when did you make the decision? Because like the hours are crazy,
Yeah,
and like I consume a ton of. I'm reading like Bill Walsh's book. He talks about this, right? When did you make that decision? I want to be in sports, but maybe I don't want to do this.
So it kind of got forced on me. It was when John Gruden came with the Raiders. We all got fired. And so I was still getting paid by the Raiders. I was dating my now wife. She lives in Vegas. So I moved there thinking it would be 2 months, 3 months. And then no calls came in. And then I joined the Alliance League so I could get double dip and pay. And then that went bankrupt. And so I kind of, after that happened and everything kind of dried up, I kind of was just like, all right, I have a lot of useless knowledge. My dad's no longer with the team. I'm no longer with the team. So I don't have to worry about any blowback about what I say. And now it's a whole new world. Everyone can just say whatever. But in 2019, when I started doing this, it's still like before COVID, it was still kind of like a little weird with that stuff online. And I started just tweeting clips. And luckily, because I played, because I coached a little bit, got to meet some people already in media. So I kind of was able to like get some traction right away. So really, it was just kind of a thing I do offhand. Robert Mays from The Athletic was like, I had met him through just over the years.
And he'll join us this week. He's spectacular.
He's the best.
Great.
He's the best. And one of my great friends, and just honestly, with the pros pro. And he was just like, hey, I'm starting with The Athletic. We're starting a new pod. Do you want to come on for, $100 a show? I was like, yeah, sure. Side job. This is great. As I was training to be a State Farm agent. And
Stop it.
Yeah. And then I realized I'm terrible in sales because as soon as someone pushes back, I'm like, yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. You don't need this. And so it just, at the same time, both of those things happened, came to a head. Our show took off, and it just kind of one thing led to another.
How close did you come to being an insurance agent?
Oh, I opened one. I had one open for about 7 months in Vegas.
Did you hate it?
Hated it. No offense to State Farm. It's a great business.
A lot of people hate jobs at points in their life at school.
It was, I think, again, being a coach's kid, I was so used to a unique schedule. I was not used to a 9 to 5. And that screwed me up almost more than anything. It was just that the day after day, not just grind, but day-to-day regularness of the job really is weird to me as far as the uniqueness of working in sports.
I'm very sad right now. You bet on this Wednesday. Nate Tice on the show, Football 301 Yahoo Sports, because I just got told we have like 4 minutes left and we haven't talked the Super Bowl at all. I just think you're really interesting.
Thank you.
I guess the last
I'll take it as a compliment.
It is. The last life question I have for you, just because I don't think I can let things like this skate by because it's such an impactful line and what an awesome unique life. You said when my dad got named the head coach of the Vikings, you're going into 8th grade. When you find out your dad's going to be the head coach of an NFL team, what's that like for you and your family?
I woke up, it was I think it was a February or late January day, and I woke up, my mom, and I remember this, because it's Minnesota, so it's dark. And my mom woke me up, and she was just like, hey, you're not going to school today. And I was like, okay, who died? And she's like, your dad's going to be named head coach. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's so awesome, man.
And again, when you're young, you think, oh, of course. When I was a kid playing, I was like, of course your dad plays in the NFL for 14 years.
Yeah.
Of course your uncle plays for 10 years. And as I got older, I'm like, oh, okay, that was so rare and lucky and everything. But it was just kind of like, oh, yeah, this is what happens. You're just an assistant for 7 years, and then you become a head coach. As I got older, I realized how rare it was. So it's kind of, I did it all backwards.
Awesome.
Yeah, but my dad deserved all that success. He was just, I got to work with him for 2 years as both of us as coaches with the Raiders. And it was the one time I was like, I'm going to use this Nepo thing to work together. And it was remarkable because it was just so cool to see. It was like, oh, you definitely earned this. It's not just his personality. He was so detailed and everything. Got to learn a lot from him. So yeah, I don't know. It's just, again, it felt regular at the time. I realized afterwards it was uncommon.
I have to. I'm contractually obligated. I want to talk more about this, but we are running short on time. Who do you like in Super Bowl 60 and why?
Surprisingly, the Patriots more than I thought.
To win or no?
For sure cover and actually even maybe win.
Because a lot of people like New England to cover. I don't think we've had one person come on the show yet that likes them to win.
And honestly, it's one of these things where I'm fading the public because, oh my God, is anyone else picking against the Seahawks right now?
Nope, everyone's taking
It's a 4.5
Seattle
spread. It's not 9.5. It's not 14.5.
Yeah.
But also I also think the Patriots have some what I like to call natural answers. They don't have to do anything different from what they already do to have success against the Seahawks. The Seahawks defense is tremendous. Their offense is explosive. But they have a couple things. The Patriots have incredible defensive tackles. Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, Kyrus Tonga. And the weakness of the Seahawks, not just their offense, the entire team, is their center and the right guard. And we've seen time and time again these big games. What happens to a quarterback that maybe gets pressure over and over, immediate pressure over and over?
Look at the Chiefs' losses.
Exactly. And that's the example I keep bringing up.
Or even when the Giants beat the Patriots in 42 and 46.
Pressure.
Yeah.
And the Patriots have more. I think Milton Williams is somehow still getting underrated as this guy that's incredible. And
what's great, right, is that you never see this really, and I think it's such a credit to Elliott Wolf that you never see generally when teams spend that much money in free agency.
The guy's still underrated?
And everybody's awesome.
Yes.
Like, all the guys I said, when teams
Carlton
do that
Davis,
in free agency.
everybody.
Yes. Stephon Diggs.
Yes.
Spillane, Landry, and they've all been good for the Patriots.
Absolutely. And Carlton Davis is going to be a big name in this because, again, they've weaponized their man coverage guys, Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis. The Patriots are the blitz happiest team in the second half of the year. Those things is what makes Darnold spiral, is blitz on 3rd and 4th down, creating 3rd and longs. So some of the advantages, again, things have to break right, just like all football games. But there's things that the Patriots can do. I think the Seahawks will get after them on the first drive, but the Patriots are the best defense at adjusting. They're a top 3 defense in all stats after the first 15 plays, and the Seahawks become more of like an above average offense. So I do think it's going to be like a muck it up game, which is like Vrabel's world. I just think, again, natural answers that the Patriots have, they can get after them. And then offensively, Drake May, the two things to get up to Seahawks defense is you have to push the ball and you have to create as a quarterback. Matthew Stafford, Cam Ward, and Baker Mayfield are the guys that had success. Drake May kind of naturally does that as well.
I'm going to be a jerk here. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
I need to get you on the show again. Will you agree to come on at some point in the future?
Absolutely.
Nate Tice so we have confirmation
Locked
on the air
in.
that Nate Tice will come on the show. Football 301 is amazing.
I appreciate that.
Podcast form, Yahoo Sports Fast Channels. Now, I'm going to tell our audience that you have to check the show out because it's great. Tell the people about Football 301, where they can find it, etc.
Yep, Yahoo, wherever you get your podcasts, or on YouTube, the Yahoo Sports YouTube channel. Yeah, we have shows Tuesday, Thursdays, and then this Sunday we'll be doing a live recap after the Super Bowl. But then after that, we're getting into draft mode. The Eye of Sauron is moving to the draft, and then that's when we focus on that. So we'll go on from there.
Who is the Gollum of this year's NFL draft class?
Gollum?
You know what?
I was going to say Jeremiah Love because I was going to try and make a precious joke about like a scoring touchdowns or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's a good question.
So my executive producer Bill Zimmerman and I, we are in a dynasty, and it's individual defensive players.
Okay.
I have the first pick. I'm taking Jeremiah Love. Right?
Okay, yeah, because
There's no question about it.
Yeah, he's a top tier running back.
Bill wanted to take Arvell Reese first overall.
He could be like an Andre Karolinko of IDP. Kind of fill the box score up, just a little bit of everything. It's an interesting class, though. It's an interesting one.
Nate, you're a stud, man. Thank you very much. Congratulations on the success.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Nate Tice, Yahoo Sports on You Better You Bet. More show coming up right after this.